Hi, my name's Melody and I'm a new booktuber! So I've been meaning to do booktube for a while now, but I've just never really had the time, and so today I actually finished some work ahead of time and I was free, so I thought, what the heck, might as well film a video and see how it goes, and you know, if I end up publishing it, then there you go. I have my first video, and I know what to do on weekends when I don't have anything else to do. So I honestly wasn't really sure what to do for my first video, and I ended up going through the booktubers that I follow to see what their first video was. And I ended up going with Enchantology. Her first video was an A to Z survey made by a blogger named Perpetual Page Turner. I'll link her down below and you can check it yourself, and it's pretty cool, so I suggest it. And yeah, I think you should do it too, so let's get moving. Letter A stands for author you've read the most of, and apparently mine's Meg Cabot. I've read 6 of her books according to Goodreads, and I'm a little surprised because I don't read her books anymore. And that's not to say that she's a bad author, it's just that I've sort of grown out of, I guess, her writing style. She wrote this book, and this was actually the first book that I read that truly got me into wanting to read more books. B stands for best sequel ever, and my best sequel, my favorite sequel ever, is Days of Blood and Starlight. This book. Okay, so the first one, which is Daughter of Smoke and Bones, which, let me get it, I got it. This, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I mean, you know, I gave it like 4 stars, I think. I really liked it, but at the same time, it was a little bit too cheesy for me because of what goes on when you'll find out when you read it. But yeah, this was sort of like, oh, I mean, this is cute. Like, I like this part, but then there was that, and it's, you know, it's really too predictable and way too Twilight for me. But when you read the second one, oh my god, everything in your mind explodes. This book is insanely amazing, and it goes beyond Daughter of Smoke and Bones, which, I mean, I'm starting to love now because of this book, but I mean, this one really solidifies the world building and the character development. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of character development. That's like my #1 priority. The next one's plot development, but characters, I love characters. I love making characters. I love just like dissecting characters and their personalities and their habits, and this book just sold it for me. I got to know more about the 2 characters that you meet in this book, as well as her friends, and which, you know, I don't want to spoil too much because if you haven't read it then you're sort of missing out, and I don't want to be that person. But yeah, this is a nice sequel to get into. Got it. C stands for currently reading, and I'm currently reading Melina Marchetta's Finnegan of the Rock. Now, I picked this up because of Reagan from Prue's Project. I think we're soul sisters because we have mutual interests and things, but she doesn't know it yet. I'm not sure how I like this so far. There are certain parts, specific parts, where I'm thinking, wow, this is getting really good. I could get really into this. And then there are other parts where, you know, you sort of go down a mudslide. It's like, darn, wish I was more into this. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep on reading, and hopefully I will end up liking it a lot more later on. So we'll see how that goes. D stands for drink of choice. I drink water a lot. I'm not a huge tea person. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't like tea. Well, no, I'm Asian. I have to like tea. Come on. What is your drink of choice? Well, friend. I was gonna call you Milady, but then I started thinking maybe there were guys watching this. Maybe not. Probably not. But maybe. So, you know, people of the internet, of booktube viewers, you, hey there. Next question is e-reader or physical book? I'm a physical book person. For one, I don't have an e-reader, so that's sort of impossible for me. And 2, I like flipping through pages. I mean, obviously it's more expensive than an e-reader, maybe? I don't know. I mean, when you buy e-readers, they are expensive, but then you also have to pay for the books. But I mean, books, at the same time, it's just sort of that feeling of going to a bookstore and then seeing a book and buying it. I don't think that you can do that with e-readers. But I mean, I'm sure that e-readers, that they are good for using them. So F is fictional character you would probably date in high school, or you probably would have dated in high school. And this question is sort of complicated for me to answer because I've never dated in high school or at all. And there's a reason to it. I'm not going to say it, now, but there is a good reason to it. Yeah, okay. So a fictional character that I would have liked to date in high school, I think this question should be, is probably, I don't know, that one guy who's really sweet. Oh, right. It's probably Liam from The Darkest Minds because he's my boo. He's my boo thing. Liam's character, he cares about everyone and not just that one person, like your love interest. He actually does play like the big brother figure, and he does what has to be done. And I think that that is one of the best, I guess, most attractive qualities I do find someone who can take care of other people, who I guess is like a family man, I don't know, but someone who won't concentrate 100% on one person, but will also take consideration of other people. And I think that Liam, he's just a genuine person. G stands for glad you gave this book a chance, and my choice of book is Throne of Glass. I gave this book a second chance, really. When I first read this, the main thing that I kept focusing on was the love triangle and the fact that I hated it, and so this sort of gave me a bad impression of the story. And then once Booktube sort of got a hold of it and they were like, everyone started reading and then started fangirling over it, I decided to give it another chance. The second time around, I ended up actually concentrating on the plot instead because I already knew what was going on with this love triangle. I knew what was going to happen. Well, not like, endgame, but I knew what was going to happen in the book. And so that gave me a chance to sort of set that aside, not have to worry about what's going to happen. Is she going to pick Kale or Dorian? H, hidden gem book. And my hidden gem book is The Scar. This is one of my favorite books, mainly because this is also something that got me back into reading. I think I said Avalon High got me into reading, but that was like for a general overview. The Scar got me reading fantasy books. And this is, by far, it's not the best book ever, but I just love the character development and the progression of Eggert, who's the main character, who is this man right here. But I won't go into details about what this is about. If you are interested, then it is, again, The Scar by Sergei and Marina Dyachenko. Maybe I got that right. Probably didn't. But it's a good book, in my opinion. It has like I think a 3.9 something rating on Goodreads. I stands for important moment in your reading life, and for me that would be discovering Booktube. It's really cool because all the Booktubers, when you are a Booktuber, you basically do, it's sort of like a general requirement to have a passion for books, and the fact that so many people do now on Booktube, it's mind-blowing to me. You already famous Booktubers, they do end up recommending you to new Booktubers, and so I feel like that is just something that you don't really see in other YouTube videos. And I don't know, again, sense of community, and it's just a sense of, oh, well, friends. You can make friends while talking about books, and it's cool, it's cool. There's so many things to do in the community, and I think that's just great. J stands for just finished, and so before Finnegan of the Rock, I actually reread Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. This book is it's my favorite contemporary book ever, and it is amazing. So many tears, but when I bought this the first time, I bought it because I wanted to read an angsty read. Spoiler alert, too late, sorry. But I wanted to read something that would make me cry. I do tend to be a masochist, and so I do have the need to cry over fictional characters, which is what this book did for me. And I recommend this to any contemporary lover. It's just sort of a must-have on your shelf. K stands for kinds of book you won't read. I do sort of want to think that I'm not narrow-minded in that sort of thought, that I would actually take the time to give a book a chance before I completely write it off. But if I were to choose, then I would probably choose the little romance books in mass market paperback size. I've read some pages of them and they're sort of ridiculous. But I mean, I have read people who do enjoy them, so again, it's all a matter of personal interest. That's it. L stands for the longest book you've ever read, and I'm actually a little surprised by this. I didn't think this book was that long. It was The Count of Monte Cristo, and this is the Barnes & Noble edition. This was 1,276 pages. M is major book hangover because of Three Musketeers. I was excited to read this because I love Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, who's the same author, and so I was surprised that I didn't enjoy Three Musketeers as much as I did. I give it, I think, 3 stars out of 5. This is just one of those things, I guess. Number of bookcases you own. I own 2. O stands for one book you've read multiple times, and I don't really reread books that often. I think the most I have for multiple books is 2 times, and so this is actually the only book that I've read multiple times. I think this was a 3-timer, and this is To Catch a Pirate by Jade Parker. P, preferred place to read. I have multiple places. I like to read on my couch downstairs. I also like to read in my room. I have 2 places in my room. I have my little sofa chair, and then I have my computer desk. Q stands for quote that inspires / gives you all the feels. One quote that has inspired me is, "I don't want to die without any scars." And that is a quote from the Fight Club. R, reading regret. My reading regret is not getting into Harry Potter when it came out. I sort of got into it a little bit late than most people. S stands for series you started and you need to finish. I need to finish the Harry Potter series. I have 1 through 5. I do not have the 6th or the 7th book, and I've been meaning to get them, but I just never actually got to it. The second series is Daughter of Smoke and Bone. The 3rd one just came out I think a year ago, and I haven't gotten it because it's been pretty expensive so far, and so I am waiting for the price to drop. T stands for 3 of your all-time favorite books. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Second is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. And my 3rd favorite is Emma by Jane Austen. U stands for Unapologetic Fangirl for The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. V stands for very excited for this release more than others, and the book that I'm choosing for this is In the Afterlight. I am just so excited for it. I know I'm getting hardback the moment it comes out. That's questionable. Don't take that seriously. I might just end up waiting for a year and then messing up and then getting it right before the paperback release. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. W, worst bookish habits. I'm not sure if I have habits or not, and if I do, then I might not be aware of it, but the one thing that I can think of is buying too many books when your TBR pile is already skyful. X marks the spot. Pick out the book which is the 27th on your shelf, starting from the left, and mine was The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. I am excited to read this. I got this because of Reagan from Peruse Projects. Maybe you're the reason behind my book buying habit. Reagan, I'm looking at you, calling you out, girl. I love you though. Can I get your autograph? Can we do like a book thing? Oh my god, I love you so much. Okay, sorry, next one. Alright. Why? Your latest book purchase. And so I actually have bought a couple books that aren't here yet, and so I can't really use them. But I will say that the last books I have received that I last bought, I got 3 of them actually. The Immortal Rules. The next 2 books I got were from Book Outlet, and so the first one's Ruby Red. And I sort of got this just because I wanted Scarlet, because I have Cinder. I just got Cinder from, it was $4.99 from Books A Million for the bargain price, and so I actually read Cinder before the hype exploded, and then everyone loved it. They loved the sequel, and then I was like, okay, I want to get on this bandwagon again. And so I got the second one, and I needed, well, you could get like 2 for the same shipping price, and so it's a better deal than just getting 1 book for that 1 shipping price, and so I picked up Ruby Red. Hopefully I'll like it. And the last one, ZZZ, stands for The Last Book That Kept You Up Way Too Late. And for me, the last one that I do remember is Anna and the French Kiss. I stayed up the whole night reading the whole book. I could not put it down. It was one of the best contemporary books I've ever read. It was the cutest thing ever. So that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below if you like what I'm doing. If you think I fail as a YouTuber, let me know. I don't know, but do something. Please. Thank you. That is the end. You are free to go. You don't have to watch my stupid face anymore. Aren't you happy? Because I am. Woo! I hate that song so much. I really do.